Hi lovely, and welcome to the Witch's Cookery. November is gone, the last colored leaves have fallen and the first snow is covering up the world in a glistening white blanket of snow. December has arrived in all its twinkle-light, glittering, holiday stress-inducing beauty, and with that we are slowly approaching the end of the year, which typically is a time where one reflects on what has been achieved and what is to come. And even if you're not one for doing New Year's resolutions, you might still find yourself contemplating the goals and dreams that constantly seem to resurface on your vision boards or wish lists. Lose weight, focus on your health, go out in nature more, use social media less, create a better work-life balance, finally get on top of your finances, spend more quality time with loved ones, advance your career. You know the drill. You might even notice with shock that you have made little to no progress in some of the areas you were set on changing this time last year. But in today's video, I would like to offer you my perspective on how to make the most out of the end of the year, reset, recharge, and prepare for lasting success in the coming solar circle and truly manifest well-being through a simple yet powerful switch in mindset and with that behavior. December is often a month that we spend in a blind rush of holiday stress, consumerism, hectic family visits, social obligations, and perceived pressure to keep up with certain aesthetics and traditions, tying nicely into the consumerism I was speaking about before. In fact, it is quite a rushed way to end the year that leaves some of us feeling burned out, slightly dazed, and in no way prepared for a whole new cycle around the sun. As a witch, I do follow nature's natural cycles and energies, and where I live, December means winter. The earth has gone to sleep, plants are lying under a blanket of snow and ice, animals are hibernating, everything is silently resting, recharging and wintering, preparing to shoot into full life and bloom in spring. Not quite the approach we humans take in this modern time and age, but in life you have choices if you allow yourself to see them, and you can mindfully choose to adapt some of nature's wisdom and behavior for your personal life. Which of course doesn't mean you have to abstain from making your home festive and cozy and eating one too many Christmas cookies, but you can reflect on how you can bring some of that refueling, restful and recharging wintering energy into your life during this month in a gentle and slow way to truly be able to bloom in spring. I would love to introduce December to you as a peaceful time to lay some unseen groundwork to start fully prepared and motivated into January and the new year by sharing my personal story. I was really set on making 2023 all about regaining a healthier routine for myself, cutting back on work stress, getting into a workout routine again, and ideally losing that stubborn pregnancy and wine weight. And while I was taking attempts at that during multiple times during the year, I was very much lacking consistency and was in no way building healthy habits, but rather had spurts of progress without lasting consistency or effect. And while I very much know how manifestation works, I did not really follow my own advice or knowledge here. We are so often tempted by those get results quick approaches and schemes that we don't really take the time to go the longer way that will actually lead us to where we are meant to be. And before I get into how to utilize the magical energies of December, I would like to share a bit more about manifestation with you to make my point clearer. Because having the knowledge that we can change our reality into one that we desire by altering our mindset is real magic to me. The first secret to manifesting things in your life lays in having a vision of what you want, being aware of the person you want to be. Manifesting anything starts in your head. I made videos on that part of the process in the past, and to not reiterate all my tips and tricks and advice for how to go about that, I will simply link you the videos in question underneath in the description box. But to sum it all up, you need a fairly good picture of how and who you want to be. And you need to be able to imagine and visualize that person and how they go through everyday life. What that truly means on a daily basis in thinking, acting, and feeling. Now, so far for the planning phase. What is also important to make oneself aware of is that while planning is a crucial step to the process, planning or scheming alone doesn't change shit. Only taking action and getting into movement gets you from point A to point B. There are many great planners out there that have tons of good ideas, action plans and to-dos on paper or in their heads, but who have yet to move at all. If you keep being stuck in phase 1 of the manifestation process, you will never get to where you want to be because you never truly ventured out onto the road to success. The second secret to manifesting change or success is utilizing the power of choices. We make choices every day, all day long. We choose how we spend our time, what and who we give energy to, what we eat, what we spend our resources on, what we say, and so on. When we know who we want to become, our choices have to be in alignment with what that person would choose. They have to be in alignment with who you want to be. If you don't live like the person you want to be, you will never be that person. You are the direct product of your choices. It is a simple principle of cause and effect. What you do, think, feel, is who you are. What does that mean? Eat, sleep, talk, think and act like who you want to become, and you are already halfway there. Of course, taking the right choices doesn't always come easy. Often the right choices are not the easy choices, and we as humans much like to go the path of least resistance. We rather stay with what is comfortable and familiar than choosing what is hard in the moment and uncharted territory. But the only possible way to manifest who and what you truly want is to make the choices that benefit future you over instant gratification for present you. So how does one make taking the right choice easier? One way to do so is by creating a fertile environment for the person you want to be. Creating spaces that help making the right choice easier and making taking the wrong choice harder for yourself. If you want to work on your sleep routine, it might mean using low light and a calming atmosphere in the evening. Reading a book to make you sleepy while banning your phone to another room. It might mean filling your fridge with nurturing healthy options instead of convenient junk, having a bag with workout clothes packed and ready next to the door, or putting your oracle cards on your pillow to be reminded to do a draw every evening. But don't only think of physical, literal spaces. You also have a really important space to prepare in your hand right now. Yes, of course, I'm talking about your phone. And if you had anything else in your hand while watching this, I see you, perf. Just kidding. Or am I? Anyways, you can absolutely organize your phone in a way to help you manifest, change habits and mindset, and make your life more mindful and magical. If you look at social media, that might mean following inspiring channels that uplift and motivate you, and unsubscribing to ones that don't align or even might make you feel bad. You can adjust your phone screen to show an affirmation or motivation, a quote or goal, or just something that serves you as a reminder. And then, of course, actually organizing your phone setup. Personally, I created little folders where I organize my apps into. Time waster apps like TikTok, Instagram and the likes get a folder far away from my home screen where I don't immediately see them. My home screen is filled with just a handful of apps that help me make good choices, because I constantly see and therefore also use them when I look at my phone, which happens quite a number of times during the day. Let's start with one that is an absolute lifesaver when it comes to helping you navigate your emotion, relaxes and distresses, does an amazing job in delivering mindfulness exercises, and helps you with guided affirmations to stick to your good choices and remember what you want in life. It is called Aura, and I use it every day at least once, either for morning affirmations, to align my mindset and actions, a quick coaching session when I feel like I'm about to make a wrong choice, magical soundscape while working, or a relaxing bedtime story when I drift off to sleep. Aura offers a wide array of audios from coaches and professionals. You can set it up according to your preferences and focus, and it will provide you with fitting new material every day to aid your purpose. In the description box you'll find a link that gives the first 500 people that click it a free trial for Aura and 25% off should you subscribe. Furthermore, I keep my fitness apps on here that remind me to move, eat right, and sign up for fun gym classes, and a fun little game about watering your houseplant in a fantasy world that will take 2 minutes out of your time twice a day to remind you of some wholesome self-care activity that brings you benefits in the game. It's still in its beta phase, and free and it's called Kinda World. So cute. So back to my story of failing at what I had set out to do in the beginning of the year. In November, I realized that things were not going according to plan. So I sat down and I reflected on where in my daily behaviors I was consistently choosing wrong, and with that affecting all my other choices during the day too. I really thought about the root cause and I narrowed it down to my sleeping habits. Or maybe I should say not sleeping habits. Working through most of my nights and evenings in order to spend time with family during the day left me feeling really burned out and tired all the time. I didn't have the energy for proper self-care anymore, let alone the energy to go for a run. So what happened was that instead of caring for myself, I then chose unhealthy coping mechanisms like a glass of wine on the couch, doom scrolling on my phone, and other revenge bedtime procrastination activities out of the lack of energy. When I felt tired, my stress levels were much higher as I didn't get as much work done. And with that, I had the occasional stress-induced oopsie food. This last month I made a conscious decision to switch this around, and I made it a rule, priority and habit to go to bed at 10 every night, come what might. And this one tiny habit change has had an incredible effect on my life. I have so much more energy during the day. I can start my mornings super early and get self-care and half of my to-do list done before everyone else is even rolling out of bed. I have lost 12 pounds within a month because my body finally is not on such high cortisol levels all the time, and I don't even want my placebo coffee anymore. It also has changed my magical evening routine to an actual consistent evening routine instead of just trying to fit it in once or twice a week. In order to have my brain not think about work and be calm enough to go to sleep, I take 1 hour before bed to have a lovely tea, read a good book or journal a bit. If the mood strikes me, I sit with my oracle cards, do some yoga or listen to a spicy audiobook. And I know that this evening routine alone will help my morning routine too, as I wake up with a rested mind, creativity and enough time to do something just for myself. Taking the time for this wintering habit of sleeping enough, I know I will start into the new year rested and with tons of energy and by effect healthy habits. And if you now feel inspired to try this out too, you will feel the magic of this domino effect yourself. Often when we change the right thing, other things follow consequently and easier. The third secret to success in manifesting is consistency. Making the right choices consistently over and over again, without letting failure or a bad day, a week or even month deter you from your path. Consistency can be achieved if and when you feel motivation, and maybe even more important, by working on something that is in the realm of the possible, that you can in fact keep up with without exhausting yourself mentally or physically in the long run. I'm talking sustainability. When you think about your wintering habit, choose one that you will want to keep up for the rest of your life, as it is part of the life of the person you want to become. Don't be blinded by quick solutions and easy fixes. Don't think fast and short term. Those are more often than not deemed to fail. Think slow, gentle and sustainable. For example, if I just had health or losing weight in mind, I could choose a habit like eating in a deficit of X amount of calories every day, running for 1 hour every day, or not drinking the occasional glass of wine. But these are not habits I plan on keeping for the rest of my life. If you slightly rephrase them to something that you do indeed plan on keeping for the rest of your life, you are already building a habit that will serve you forever and not burn you out or demotivate you over time as it is too extreme or limiting. So instead you might think of habits like making sure you eat X amount of fresh veg and fruit every day, doing some sort of movement every day without too many harsh expectations and goals, or having a relaxing tea every night before bed. When we aspire to truly change something about ourselves and our lives, I don't think extremes work in most cases. After all, you need to get used to living as the version you want to become, and as the way to there might be long, you rather take it gentle and patiently with motivation and consistency consistency. A mountain is not climbed by sprinting up and then passing out after a few meters, but by walking slowly, resting, looking back and enjoying the views. Do yourself a favor and set yourself up for success, not failure. So what could be your wintering habit for the month of December? If you'd like to try this, I want to encourage you to do as nature does and choose something gentle that allows you to rest, recharge and refuel in whatever way. Choose a thing that really is good for you. It can be things like journaling one line every day to achieve emotional clarity, create more happiness through daily expressions of gratitude. It could be sitting down to meditate with a candle every day to find inner peace, eating your veggies to fuel up on all those vitamins and other nutrients. And should your plan be to just live more mindfully, widen your spiritual practice or enjoy the season with an extra bit of magic in the mundane, I made a wonderful online Yule calendar called 21 Days Till Yule that you can now get on my website. You will receive a magical prompt through email every day for 21 days from on the date of purchase that remind you to do something wholesome for yourself every day. From kitchen witch recipes over historic tidbits and DIYs, spellwork and ritual inspiration to journaling prompts and guided meditations. Ideal to make this season festive, introspective, slow and cozy. I also placed the link down below. But remember, it is easy to slip back into old ways of acting and thinking if you don't keep yourself accountable. And that is especially true if you're trying to form a new habit or mindset. In the beginning, you will need those constant reminders to stick with it. After all, you're implementing something new into your brain and life. Plus, having a visual reminder that you are indeed on a streak of success after a few days will give you that feeling of success and pride that makes it much more motivating. In turn, making it less likely to fall off the broom. Personally, I love to use apps like Habit Tracker, or if you're more a pen to paper type of person, maybe treat yourself to a nice change or a habit journal. I linked you some favorites below. And especially for keeping track of your chosen wintering core habit for the month of December, I've made a little sticker chart that you can print out on my Patreon, accessible for everyone. Here you can cross off every day and see how well you reset, recharge and lay the groundwork for next year. So why should you start now and not wait until the new year starts? First of all, I think it is important to remember that calendars are a human construct. We don't have to wait until the first day of a year to make big changes. We have the power to change our lives at any point in time. If you truly desire something new, every day is a good day to start. Every day is a good time to learn new stuff or implement change. Secondly, seeing that we are beings of nature, I think it is wise following nature's cues and energies and utilizing this winter rest. And thirdly, chances are that you might still come up with some New Year's resolution when 2024 rolls around, and multiple studies have shown that most people start out strong and by the time week 3 is up, lose steam or quit completely. By doing just a little gentle bit now, every day, you are already laying groundwork, and when the time the quitters window appears, the new year is just starting and you might get second wind. See it as starting the new year with a head start. Instead of thinking, fuck it, it's too late now anyway to change anything, I'm just gonna start next year and wait it out, think, great, this is a time to rest and prepare for new adventures now. I hope you found my sharing helpful, and with that I wish you a restful, peaceful and most magical December and Yuletide. Let me know what little habit of wintering you will be applying this month.
El sitio de los live. Ese es de verdad, ese es de nieve.
Muy bien.